Good afternoon. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome you to the CEMS Open Day. This is the first time we are online, so I'm very excited about this event. Let me introduce our speakers. Szántó Richárd, who is the CEMS Academic Director and Dean of Corvinus University. He will tell you about the Global Alliance, the CEMS Academic and Corporate Partners, and also the CEMS Career Prospects. We invited Dorottya Kápli, CEMS student and the president of CemsClubBudapest, who will tell you about her experiences as a CEMS student and about the programs organized by CemsClubBudapest. And myself, Anita Szöllősi, CEMS program manager, I will tell you about the application steps, the application process, and about CEMS's lives in pictures. So we will end the program with a Q&A session. You can send your questions in the chat section, and at the end we will answer them. So let's get started. I will give the floor first to Richárd Szántó.
Thank you very much, and I would like to welcome all of the viewers of this Facebook Live event. And this is the CEMS Open Day, and I hope that you will enjoy this event and you will learn a lot of useful information about the program, about the life of a CEMSie, and if you have any question, we try to answer them at the end of this session. So let's start with the most important question: what is CEMS? What is the CEMS Global Alliance? It's a global community of very different organizations. Probably the most important organizations are the schools. Let me be a bit partial. There are 33 leading business schools in this alliance, in this community, and Corvinus University is one of them. We have been members of this alliance since 1996, so we have a quite long history in this organization. Beyond the schools, besides the schools, there are 71 multinational companies representing the business sector, and they support CEMS financially and also with their expertise. We invite them for classes. They provide business projects, skill seminars to the students at every location. And we also have 7 non-profit organizations in this alliance, like Transparency International or WWF, or even the European Space Agency is a partner to CEMS. So it's a very diverse, very colorful community. And the most important product, the most important offer of this community is the CEMS Master in International Management Program, which is ranked every year by the Financial Times, and it's a very highly ranked program. It's always on the top, and this year it was ranked number 13. The students, we have about 1,200 students every year in the whole alliance, in the 33 schools. And since the creation of the CEMS community, we have 15,000, more than 15,000 alumni. It's also a very colorful, very diverse body with 80 nationalities, and they are working in 75 countries all over the world, and most of them work for CEMS partners. It's really a global alliance, so it's truly global. We have member schools in Europe, but also at other continents. You can see some spots in Asia, in North America, South America. We have one partner institution in Africa, in Cairo, and one in Australia. So all the continents are covered by the CEMS Global Alliance. The only exception is Antarctica. We don't have CEMS schools yet, but who knows? Maybe we are going to have one later on. But I think it's really international organization. There are 20 member schools in Europe. It's basically the CEMS was founded by 4 European schools: Bocconi in Milan, Italy, HEC Paris in France, ESA de Barcelona in Spain, and University of Cologne in Germany. And these schools created this alliance more than 30 years ago. But during the years, the alliance have been growing, and now we are having 33 schools. And although the roots are European, in the last years only non-European schools joined to this alliance. And the good news is that you can choose any of these schools for an exchange semester, and these are really top schools of their respective countries. Who are the people we are looking for? Who are the students we are looking for? There is a very balanced student body, so 50-50% female and male students. They speak languages, and we are expecting that you speak at least English in a very fluent way, and of course your mother tongue. You can expect very quickly a job or more job offers after graduation. Almost everyone finds a job after 3 months of the graduation. And if you plan an international career, it's your program, because you can see that half of the students work outside of their home country, and most of them work for multinational companies. You can see also the most relevant, the most popular areas. Consulting is probably the most popular. 1/3 of our graduates work for consultancy companies. And who are these corporate partners I was talking about? You can see some very familiar logos on the top from very different industries, from FMCG to consultancy, from banking to pharmaceutical industry. So it's really diverse, and I think you can find your dream employer from this very international list. And on the bottom, in the bottom, you can see the participating schools, the 33 schools, and they are really top schools. So you can see some familiar names as well, I guess, like the Ivy in Canada, or Cornell in the US, or HEC in France, or the London School of Economics in Great Britain. So these are really top schools of their countries. And with this program, you can have an idea how they teach, what kind of education programs are there. So this is kind of a summary of the CEMS program, and I would like to wish you a very successful application. And I hope that next year in September, you will be one of the CEMSes who start the program at Corvinus. Thank you very much, and I will give the floor back to Anita.
Thank you, Richárd. This was a great introduction of the Global Alliance. Now let me tell you a bit more about the CEMS's life and about the program itself. So let's see the next slide, which is about the program. So what will you study in the CEMS program? This is the curriculum. This is a 1-year master program that you can do together with the business master program at Corvinus University. So you will get 2 degrees at the same time, one from Corvinus and one from the CEMS Alliance. So there are 2 semesters. One semester will be done at Corvinus University, and there is a mandatory semester abroad that you can do at one of our partner universities that you have just seen in Richárd's introduction. And there is a mandatory international internship that is minimum 8 weeks, but of course you can stay longer at the company, and some companies require that, but this is the minimum that you have to do. And I will tell you more about the details, the program elements a bit later when I speak about the CEMS lives. So who can apply? You can apply if you are already a master student at Corvinus, at one of the business master programs at Corvinus. I would like to advise you to check the business master programs at cems.unicorvinus.hu. This is our website within the Corvinus website. If you started your program in February 2020 or in September 2020, then you can come to apply to us in November this year. Or if you are still a bachelor student but you are graduating in December 2020 and you are starting your master program in February 2021, then you are still eligible to apply this November. There are two additional things that we require. Your bachelor's degree GPA has to be above 3.5, and we ask you to send us your language test in English. We have very special English test requirements, so please check out our website. We need TOEFL, Ielts, or Corvinus C1 economic test, and there are some others that we accept, but we don't accept all accredited language tests in Hungary. When is the application period? You can see that you can apply from the 9th of November until the 20th. This is the first part of the application period when you have to submit all your application documents. And then there is a second part when there is the selection interview and the assessment center, depending on which way you are coming to us. And this will take place on the 2nd and 3rd week of January, so between 11th and 22nd of January. So what are the steps for the application? Please check the detailed application requirements on our website, but there are 3 basic steps. There are 2 online application platforms that you will have to fill in, the mobility site of Corvinus, and also there is a CEMS site where you have to apply. If you click on them now, you will not see anything, basically because they are not open, but they will open on the 9th. Then the 3rd step is prepare a motivational video, send the link to us in an email together with your application documents to cems@unicorvinus.hu. So you can see that our application process is fully online this year because of the virus. How can you apply? So we have 2 ways of application. We have had the traditional way for a long time, for years. So it's a kind of tradition here at Corvinus. In this one, we need your bachelor degree GPA, your English language exam at C1 level. If you have any extra language exams, you can submit them because you will get extra points for that. But this is not mandatory. We need a motivational video and your extracurricular activities, plus you will take part in an interview. If you choose the other way, you can come through the assessment center. There are some common elements, as you can see, with the traditional way. These are the bachelor degree GPA, the English language exam, extra languages, and the motivational video. And what differs is the assessment center. So you will take part in an assessment center in January if you come this way, and you don't need any extracurricular activities. If you have any questions related to this process or what documents you have to hand in, you can send your questions in an email. How can you submit your application? So as I mentioned, this is fully online. You will have to send the documents in an email in November. And there is only one thing that we can accept until the end of January, and that is the result of your English language test. But still in November, you have to submit proof of registration for the exam and your payment receipt. And it is interesting that you can apply for two things at the same time. So if you decide to apply for CEMS and you are really keen on an international experience, then you can also apply at the same time for the Erasmus semester abroad in mobility. And still you have to prepare only one application package and you send it to us. And in case your application is unsuccessful to CEMS, we will transfer your package to the Erasmus office and there you can finish your Erasmus application. And now probably comes the more interesting part. I will tell you about CEMS's life and the actual elements of the CEMS program. We start the CEMS program with the blog seminar. It is possible to do it abroad. And this is a 1 week intensive program where you will study one subject for 1 week. And of course, you will have some free time to spend. And I asked students to send me back pictures from every element of the CEMS program. This picture was taken in Lisbon, in Portugal. So as I mentioned before, there is a mandatory semester abroad that you have to spend at one of our partner universities. This picture was taken in Singapore. We have a partner, the National University of Singapore there. And at the application, we ask you to give a preference list of 8 partner universities where you can imagine your semester abroad. You can also choose which semester you would like to spend abroad, the fall semester or the spring semester. And if you really don't mind, then tick both semesters and then we have a choice. I have to tell you that there are 3 specific partners, London, LSE, Singapore and Sydney, where they really insist on TOEFL or Ielts test. So Corvinus C1 is not accepted if you would like to spend your semester at one of these universities. Probably one of the highlights of the spring semester is the business project. Richárd already talked about the corporate partners we have. So these corporate partners submit a real-life business problem that they have, and you have a chance to work in teams with the corporate partners together with academic advisors to solve this problem. This is a huge course. You will get 15 credits for it. And at the end, you can present your solution to the corporate partners and to us as well. Yes, there are several occasions during your CEMS life to meet corporate partners. One of them is the Career Forum that was organized in the last years in Budapest. The pictures were taken there. This is an excellent opportunity to meet the partners for skill seminars and also to look for international internship opportunities. This picture was taken in the Netherlands during an international internship by one of our students, so that's why I included it here. Okay, one more opportunity to go abroad. There are regional forums organized by all regions around the globe. This was taken at the Nordic Forum, organized by the Scandinavian companies. This is an occasion again to meet the corporate partners, to learn from them during skill seminars, and of course to go on a trip. And the last stop in your journey as a CEMS student is your CEMS graduation. The picture was taken in Sydney a few years ago when the graduation ceremony took place there. And the CEMS academic partners always take turns to organize the graduation ceremony, so you can expect to go abroad even for the graduation. So thank you for your attention, and now I will give the floor to Dorottya, who will speak about her experiences as a CEMS student.
Hi everybody, my name is Dorottya and I'm the president of CemsClubBudapest in 2020, so for the whole year. And I'm here to talk about my CEMS experience. So what I would like to mention is that international collaboration is an everyday challenge that we have during our CEMS year. Here you can see a picture of us during the block seminar. I spent my exchange semester in Stockholm, so this picture was taken there. And I can tell you that all of these collaborations helped us grow, gain more experiences. It was really, really challenging, but it was really, really good at the end. Another opportunity that you can have with CEMS, if you take part in leading one of the CEMS clubs, you can go to conferences. For example, this picture was taken in Warsaw in February. We went there and we had a 3-day-long conference where we share best practices with each other, we share ideas, we raise issues, and we try to help each other if anything comes up. It's a lot of fun and you can meet a lot of people and learn a lot how to lead your CEMS club the best way. This picture was taken in the European Space Center. We went there during the block seminar I had in Stockholm. It was a really unique experience. I'm sure not a lot of people can experience this. And I know that all of the other universities take a lot of energy to organize for you as many events and as many opportunities as it is possible. So this is just an example what you can get if you go to Stockholm. This is another one also taking place during our block seminar. We also went to the Ice Hotel, which was a really unique experience. We went there in August, so you can imagine how unique it is to go into an ice hotel when it is still 20 degrees outside. It was really interesting and really cold, of course. And one of the, I think, best parts of life as a CEMSI is that you can meet a lot of amazing people. You can make a lot of friendships, and we're still in connection with almost all of these people after even 1 year. So I can tell you it's a really, really good opportunity to network and meet a lot of people who you share the same interests with. Another really good event or opportunity that you can get during your CEMS year is the Career Forum. This event is usually held in Budapest, so a lot of students travel here, a lot of companies travel here. Actually, Anita had a slide with a picture of the Career Forum. I went there last year. It was really good with a lot of networking opportunities. We were able to meet a lot of companies, get ideas how to apply to their companies. It was really useful, and also it's not only for active students, but for alumni as well. So it's a huge extra that after you finish your year as a CEMSI, you can still be part of the Career Forum. And thank you for your attention, and we are looking forward for your questions.
Okay, so we have the first question here. Is there a tuition fee for the CEMS program? I will ask Richárd Szántó to answer this question.
The good news is that there is no additional tuition fee for the CEMS program here at Corvinus. And it's really a good news. Imagine at Bocconi in Milan, one of our partner institutions, if you want to do the CEMS in Milan at Bocconi, you have to pay about 30,000 euros for the whole program. It's about 10 million forints altogether, which is a quite big amount of money, of course. But here at Corvinus, if you have a master program, either with Corvinus scholarship or with self-financing way, we accept that, and you don't have to pay an extra for the CEMS program, although it's an additional second diploma. But there are some minor fees you have to pay for certain events. Anita, would you please to tell the details?
Yes, of course. So after we accepted you to the program, you will have to pay a handling fee of 100 euros. And then this is around April. You will get to know that you get in the program at the beginning of February 2021. And then you will have to register and pay for this, the handling fee, 100 euros in April. Then in September, you will pay around 300 euros for the block seminar. And in the second term, in January or beginning of February, 100 euros for the global citizenship seminar. So all in all, 500 euros. Plus, of course, you will have to finance some of your expenses for the semester abroad. What is the assessment center? What tasks are there? Again, this is a great question for Richárd.
So the assessment center is, as you mentioned, is part of the selection process. If you choose this way, this is a quite new way because we introduced it last year. So if you take this version, if you take this chance, we will observe you in an assessment center. I think it's more or less the same or similar what business companies do nowadays. There are two parts of this assessment center. There is an individual exercise. It's a guesstimation exercise, and there is a committee who is talking to you. One of our corporate partners is always represent himself or herself. And there is another part. This is a group exercise. It's a case solving exercise with 5-6 people. You should solve a business case, and the observers are watching you, and they look at your group skills and also your intellectual potential.
Thank you very much. The GPA should be 3.5 on a scale of 5 or 4. Yes, on a scale of 5, because this is the Hungarian scale, so that's what it is based on. Okay. Is there any chance I can do my Corvinus Master and CEMS just in 4 semesters? Well, let us ask Dorottya.
So I would say there is. It also depends on what masters do you actually do, because there are different courses that you cannot take in different semesters. So I would advise you to look into it, into your courses, how can you do it, or just write to us for CEMS Club and we can help you. I'm sure we have somebody who is doing the same masters as you. So there is a chance you can finish it in 4 semesters.
Hello, thank you for this question. The CEMS additional master's degree, which we would receive after completion, what would be the exact title of the degree and what would that degree say? For example, MSc London School of Economics. Okay. Richárd, would you like to answer this question, or would you like me to? Okay, so
like to answer this.
There are 2 parts of your CEMS degree, 2 pages basically. The first page says that it's a Master's in International Management degree, and the second part is basically like a diploma supplement or a transcript, where you can see where corporates who will employ you can see exactly what you did in the program. So all courses with your grade, your internship, your business project, your skills seminars are listed. Everything is there, and it also includes what was your other Corvinus master degree. Is an Ielts taken in 2017 accepted to Sydney, or it must be less than 3 years old? Well, the bad news is that it has to be less than 2 years old. It will expire in 2 years, so unfortunately you have to renew this one. The 3.5 GPA requirement is absolutely necessary, or is it possible to apply with a slightly lower one as well? This way I wouldn't get any points for my academic achievement, 30 points, but still would be able to apply. Unfortunately, you cannot apply, so this is a threshold that we have to watch. You have to have the 3.5, absolutely. Sorry.
We may add that there is a linear scale, and if you have the 3.5 GPA, it's basically, there is no reward in terms of points. But if you have the 5.00, you can receive 30 points for your diploma degree.
I'm at MA Finance. May I apply to CEMS? Yes, absolutely. Finance is a good master program to apply from.
Actually, there are many CEMS students at Corvinus from the Finance Master Program. Maybe they are in the first or second place as in terms of number of students. So there are many students from the Finance Masters.
Yes. What kind of people or which skills are you looking for? Richárd, can you answer this question, please?
There are certain requirements in the selection process, and there are certain skills and attitudes we pay attention to during this process, in the interviews, if you choose this way, or in the assessment center. One important competency is the intellectual potential. So we want to know if you are able to take this course intellectually, and if you have the potential to fulfill all the requirements. We also want to know if you have an achieving mindset, if you have a desire to achieve, and we look at this, look at your motivation. There are some techniques or elements of the selection process where we test your intercultural openness, how open you are for new experiences, different cultures, different attitudes, and so on. Then we check your group skills, how you work together with other people in small groups. It's very important and it's very relevant, because during the program there will be lots of exercises and tasks where you have to work with your peers. And last but not least, we test your integrity and your ethical approach, or how you present yourself to a wider public. These are basically the 5 main skills or competencies that we look at during the selection process.
Yes, if I can add, we look for these qualities both in the interview and in the assessment center. So the criteria are the same. Is it true that the Campus Mundi scholarship will not be accessible for students from Budapest? Richárd, have you heard anything about that?
There are always rumors and news how long the Campus Mundi scholarship will last, and we don't have official news on that, to be honest with you. We heard also that the Hungarian state would seize this opportunity sometimes, but we don't have exact dates, and I don't know about any official announcements. So at this point, I assume that the program will last for a while. But maybe Anita, you have some more information on this.
Well, what I have heard, but it is not official, that it will run out probably in the next year. But anyway, this is not a guaranteed scholarship, so I would advise you to choose partner universities for your semester abroad, in mind with that, that in the EU you get a guaranteed Erasmus scholarship. But if you go overseas or to Asia or Australia, then you must be able to finance your semester abroad. In case of unsuccessful application to CEMS, which semester can we go to Erasmus? Can it already be the fall semester, or shall we wait until the next year's spring? You can go in the fall semester as well. So you have to check what semester is the application for Erasmus is open at the moment. And then you can choose for that. I think in November you can apply for the fall semester. But I'm not quite sure. You have to check with the Erasmus office. What's the last date I can submit my Ielts if I don't have one now? The last date is 31st of January 2021. So until the end of January, we accept the result of your English language exam. If you go for Ielts, you have to achieve 7.0, and please choose the academic version. And I think they are quite quick in correcting your exam, so you can still go at the beginning of January. What kind of extracurricular activities you accept in the traditional application? Maybe Dorottya, who came through the traditional way, can tell us some examples.
Yes, of course. So there are actually a lot of things that they accept. So I would advise you to look on the website for sure. But a few examples out of that is voluntary work, writing an academic paper, also doing some kind of case competition, and of course being in I think in the first 3 or maybe just the first. So there are a lot of options to get points for extracurricular activities.
Yes, maybe I can add the internship. If you ever worked, then we accept that as an internship, and you can get points for that. Or if you are a member or leader of one of the student organizations, you can also get points for that. Or if you did a semester abroad, or if you just did some courses in a different language, be it English or another language, you can also get extra points for that. But the full list is on our website.
But let me also add, if you have none of these, you are not in trouble, because that's the reason why we introduced the assessment center way, or assessment center version of selection, because this is kind of a replacement, all of these points that you mentioned before.
What is the average CEMS admission point last 2 years? Richárd, can you tell us?
It's always an interesting question to see what is the point or threshold point above you you can enter the program. Of course, there is no guarantee for anything, right? Of course, and I'm going to tell you in a minute what was the point last year or 2 years ago, but there is no guarantee that this admission point will hold even in this year, I mean in this school year, because it depends on the number of applicants as well. And if you have many applicants, then of course the threshold, the admission point will be higher. In the last years, it was around 70 points, 65, 70 points, somewhere around 60, 70. So this is what you can expect. But once again, there is no guarantee that even with 70 points you are in. But this is what we have seen in the last years.
Yeah, it depends on the other applicants as well.
Absolutely. If they are super good, then you have to do many points as well.
Does the Corvinus Economics C1 language degree expire as well within 2 years? Good news, no. So this has no expiration. Only Ielts and TOEFL are valid for 2 years, but Corvinus is valid forever. So we accept a later version as well. Is the computer-delivered Ielts test is acceptable as well? It's the same in every way as the paper one. This is a good question. Yes, it is acceptable. The acceptable version is on our website. So please check out, because for example, we don't accept best score test, my best scores, but it's the exact version is on our website. In terms of English proficiency, with a secondary education entirely in English and an English language BA from Corvinus, would an English proficiency certificate, TOEFL, Ielts still be required? No, then you can enter without a language exam.
Let me ask, what if the participant or the applicant wants to go to Sydney or LSC?
Yes, then I think I would have to check out whether they accept the partner university's BA degree in English, because I know they accept BA degree in English from English-speaking countries, but I think also from the partner universities. But please send me an email and I will check out for you, if you would like to go to one of the three universities. If I did my bachelor's studies in English here in Corvinus, should I still do TOEFL or Ielts? No, then you can enter the program without language exam, as we mentioned. Thank you for answering my questions. I have one more. If someone gets chosen to the CEMS program, this means that their Corvinus master degree is going to take longer to finish. One more additional academic semester has to be completed outside the internship, right? Well, usually, yes, you are right. So most students complete their programs in 5 semesters because there is an additional 66 credits that you have to do in the CEMS program, and there is 120 you have to do for the Corvinus Master program, and this is really usually a bit too much for 4 semesters, so that's why usually there is an additional, but I had some students who could finish in 4 semesters, but it's not the usual case. Sorry, last question, really. If I apply now, when would the foreign semester take place? Next year, February, or next year, September? I'm on my 2nd semester, thank you again. So the CEMS program starts in September always, And then you can choose whether you go in the fall semester or in the next spring semester. So either it can be September 2021 or February 2022. And if you want to as this is the second semester already for you, if you want to graduate in the spring 2022, then I would advise you to go abroad in the fall semester.
Let me add something else. If you go to the exchange semester, some schools start the semester earlier or later than us. So, for example, in Finland at Aalto, they start the spring semester earlier than the Corvinus, while VU in Vienna, they started later. They just started in October, for example, the fall semester. So there are some minor differences across the schools that you should keep in mind when you submit your application.
Yeah, and especially the ending date. For example, in Cologne, they finish the semester in July, so it's really not possible to go there for the spring semester if you want to finish your studies in the spring 2022, because you would have to do your final exam here in June, and you would still be in Cologne in July. So. Is the Corvinus C1 language exam taken in next January acceptable? Yes, we will definitely be in contact with the Corvinus Language Center, and we will wait for the result. Thank you for your answer. Okay.
You're welcome, of course. It seems we are running out of questions as far as I can see the comments. Maybe we can wait for some more. Yes.
In the case of an unsuccessful application, is it possible to apply again in the next period? Well, students usually don't have time to apply for the second time. I don't know whether you have started your master program already, because then you are in the first year of your master program, and in the second year you have to do the CEMS program as well. But there is one case when you are able to apply twice. If you are finishing your bachelor program this December, you can apply in November, and you will start your master program in February, so that will be your first semester. Then you will still be able to apply in next November. But we can discuss it if you send me an email with the specific details.
And usually you have to have a very clear studying plan if you apply for this program for the second time, because as Anita mentioned, it takes so long that you have to calculate with some issues regarding financing or the subjects at Corvinus, etc. So theoretically it's possible, but with some reservations and limitations, I would add.
Maybe this is the end of the Q&A session.
Maybe we can add that if you want to earn the CEMS degree, it means that you have to complete your Corvinus diploma as well, and you have 1.5 years between the two, right, Anita?
Yes, so the Corvinus master degree is a prerequisite of the CEMS degree, so you have to complete that first. And after your Corvinus master graduation, you have 1 more year to complete your international internship. and then you graduate from CEMS as well. Thank you for your time. You're welcome.
Okay, so it seems we are running out of questions.
Yes.
So if there are no more, in the name of the CEMS leadership, I would like to thank you, for all of you, to be here today with us, and we wish you very successful application. But maybe we have one more question.
As for the extracurricular activities, do you accept college for advanced studies, membership and activities from other universities as well, or only Corvinus ones? Of course, we accept, we welcome it from other universities as well. Not only students who did their bachelor degree at Corvinus are applying, so yes, you are welcome.
We want to encourage all students from any school, so basically you are more than welcome to this program.
Is it possible to apply while doing not a normal but a dual program master? I'm afraid it's going to be a bit too much. I don't know what you think, Richárd.
Actually, there is one example in the
Yes,
history
we
of
have one student.
CEMS. So there is one student who did the dual program and also the CEMS program. You may want to consult with him how tough or difficult it is, but it's not impossible. But you have to talk to your employer. I mean, who is in the dual program, because you have to go abroad. It's a necessity. It's a must, and your employer should agree on this. And also, it's a quite big workload, so it's not impossible, but it's really a big challenge, I would say.
On what does it depend where I can go for the semester abroad? How many places are there on average per partner university? Okay, so you will get a score in the application process, and according to your score, we will rank all the applicants, and we'll start distributing the semester abroad places from the best students, and then we go down with the scores. How many places are there on average per partner? Well, we have a certain quota that we negotiate with the partner universities, and this varies. There are some places where we only have one place, other places we have more, so it really varies from partner to partner.
Maybe on average we can say it's around 2 slots.
Yeah, let's say.
But you are right, it's a quite big range. Certain schools were very generous with us. There are some very popular schools where we have only one spot. But it doesn't necessarily mean that the schools with the fewest spots are the most popular. So there are some schools that are very popular amongst the Hungarian students, and thankfully they offer many options for us. So you can basically try, and I guess you should express your honest preferences when you apply for CEMS, and please put the most desired school to the top, because even if you have lower points, you have the chance if the others are not taking that single spot of your desired school.
Yeah, it's always very interesting for me to look at the preference lists of students, because they vary from year to year, and the most popular schools may change from year to year, and what was once a popular school in a year, then next year another one comes. So really we don't know what's going to be taken by the first 10 students. So, yeah.
Maybe Dorottya knows what are the most popular schools nowadays.
So when I applied, it was actually Chile, but I know that the year before us, it was, I think nobody even applied to Chile. So it really, really depends on which year how many students apply for whatever is their first. And I know I went to Stockholm, it was my first preference. I know that the year before me, a lot of people applied to Stockholm, and in my year, it was only me. So really, really depends on the year.
Yeah, it changes all the time. And there was one year when the two most popular schools were Sydney and VU in Vienna. So it's very diverse, the remotest and the closest one. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems that we don't have any more questions. Do you think we can close the session?
I think yes. So I already started some minutes ago, but then let me finish. So I would like to wish you great success with your application. Don't forget the dates. It's starting on the 9th of November, and the closing date will be the 20th of November. So you have plenty of time to submit your application, but be careful. You have to do it by the 20th of November. After that, unfortunately we cannot accept any application. So I wish you a very successful application. And once again, as I started about an hour ago, I would be very happy to meet you at the beginning of the school year 2021.
And in the meantime, I'm looking forward to your questions, so I encourage you to send your questions by email or phone me, and we should discuss all the details that we haven't discussed now. So thank you very much for your attention. Dorottya, would you like to say goodbye as well?
Yes, thank you for your time as well. If you have any questions regarding students' life, anything you think we could answer, you can also message us. We have a Facebook page called CemsClubBudapest, of course. So feel free to message us and we will try our best to help you as well.
So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.